Alright, so for the EQ, let's start on the sub here, the sub sample. So I'm gonna do a broadband. This way I can EQ some of the top end. I might want to keep it, I might want to keep most of the frequency on this kick here. So I'm gonna solo it and check it. And I'm gonna solo each one. So I think I'm gonna take some of that shaker noise. That's probably at the top end. The kick body sounds like there's a lot of good top end information. This one, it's pretty good, pretty decent, and it's already quite dark, so I don't really have to do too much to it. But I'm gonna do a resonant low pass. Just to see where it starts to dull. So right about here. So to play it safe, I'm gonna leave at around the 4K mark. When it starts scooping down, looks like 33 or 3 kilohertz starting to scoop down, and that's just gonna clear up the top end. Not overly, but it's gonna keep some of it, but at the same time it's cleaning it up. So I'm also gonna do a high pass on the low end here, because I also want to get rid of some of this nonsensical information here, or non-perceptive information. So you could see that roll off quite. It's very easy to see that. You can't hear the difference, but when you're using a spectral analyzer, you can see that drop off, and that's exactly what I want to do. I don't want to affect the low end as far as hearing wise or anything, but I just want to clean it up. Now I might want to brighten it later, but I'm not sure. I'm just going to play around with all the other samples, mix them all together, and then I'll decide how I'm going to brighten it if it needs it. So yeah, that's probably it that I'm going to do on this, because I don't think I have to compress it. It's got some click or some snap, some subby snap noise. It's got all the resonant sub in it, so I'll keep it like that. And so now I'll add the kick body to it. I'll use the broadband as well. And I'll try a couple different options. I'll try cutting a lot of the low end out. That seems to weaken it a lot, actually. Because these kicks aren't colliding with each other too much. Well, there is a little bit of collision. You could probably notice there's this kick body actually adds 2 peaks. But if I'm scooping it out, actually here. Let's see it with soloed and without it. It's adding 2 peaks, maybe even 3 peaks down low. So it's not making it muddy or anything, but it's gonna take up quite a bit of headroom. So what I'm gonna do is just hone in on exactly where I should start cutting the frequency out. So right about this mark, it's starting to thin out. Yeah, you can definitely hear it here at about 100. It starts to sound a lot thinner. So I'm thinking of keeping in some of that low boominess. Cool, so now let's experiment a bit. Let's try boosting the mids or the highs, just to see what the balance, how the balance is affected. So I think it could use this little bit of a boost at the top end. Not too much. Maybe even do a low pass just to something like that. So now let's play with the mids. So something like that. Sounds pretty good. So without the EQ, you can definitely hear some sort of clashing, not too crazy, but you could tell that something is going on. And this is cleaned up. So quite a difference, and a good difference. So now I think I'll try the transient designer, just because it might help with the sound. So it does sound punchy, but could always use more punch, right? I'm not sure. Maybe I'll just tone it down quite a lot. Let's go back up here. No, I'm not liking this difference here. It's making it a little bit more flabby, kind of. A little bit, well, not flabby, but the low end boom, the punchy part on the low end is kind of thinning out, which is weird. It's not too bad. Maybe we can dial in a little bit better of a sound. No, I don't like it. It's almost as though it's making this sample overshoot the kick sub sample too much. So maybe we'll try adding the same thing on here onto the sub sample. Let's see what difference it makes. Let's try this. Nope. Okay, nope. I don't like this one either. So we'll just leave it at that, just the EQing. And now let's add in this other sample. So like I said, we're gonna get that somewhat of a shaker noise out, but also probably the most of the low end here. So let's go with a high pass, start up high, or start way down low. Then we'll also low pass. There we go. That's the one. So something like this, because I don't want to get it or take it away completely, because there's quite a bit of other top end that I don't want to scoop out, right? Like right here, it's too dull. But with all of it, it's too prominent. So there's kind of a sweet spot right about here, where it just gives it a nice balance. So now let's add this and then play with the low frequency here. How's that about Mayor Ford? Maybe I don't want to scoop all this out, because this is kind of giving it the that big fat boominess that I kind of want. For some reason, it sounds really weak on its own. But altogether, it just adds up quite nicely. Alright, so I'm going to try scooping some mids. I'll probably leave something like this. Try and figure out where it is exactly that's adding all that low end oomph. So yeah, here it's starting to thin out, so let's go back down. This is a little too bassy, too boomy. Right about here. Yeah, so I don't know if you can hear that, but there's some kind of weird in the mid section here. I think it's actually clashing with the pitch of the other samples. I don't know if you can hear that or if maybe I'm sort of dreaming it, but it sounds like it's changing the pitch or the key of the sample. Like it's a nice open high tick 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 tick. And then with this, it's cutting it out and making it low. Do 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 do. So it's some kind of resonance within the sample. And I think it's actually just scooping that out makes quite a big difference. Well, maybe not a big difference, but just enough for it to clean the sample up, make it a better overall sound. Like it sounds more like one kick after that EQ. Now, yeah, so let's try one of these. Transient Designer again, just to see what it does. And I think I already know the answer. Yeah, no, it's taking way too much. Way too much away. So we're not gonna go with that. So you know what? I think we're done for the individual stuff here. So now I'm gonna go on the group track, and I'm gonna go do some final EQ. Or no, sorry. Let's go with the VEQ. We'll compress it. We'll try a couple different compressors. So I'll try the V-comp to start. Start with some presets. Nope. Kick drum. Just listen for anything that sounds good. No, that's too much compression. I think it doesn't really need that much compression, actually. Let's look at our waveform. Yeah, it's looking pretty full. You can see the transient is a nice hard peak, and then it rolls down. So we don't have to shape it too much. But I'll try one of the native instruments anyways, because for whatever reason this one seems to work quite well on kick drums. Nope. It's definitely not adding anything, it's taking away from the punch. Well, yeah, no, I don't think it needs any compression at all from the sounds of things. Could use a little bit of EQ though, so I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I think it's It's definitely gonna add to it. I just gotta figure out where I might scoop in the mid, maybe even boost in the mid, who knows. This high shelf might be too much. So I don't know if that changes it to a what do you call those? A bell or a shell? Like this is a shelf, but this turns it into a bell. I'm not sure. Yeah, it must be. So I'll keep it on the bell, so it's not going to boost in the 15K, that kind of stuff. So that sounds about right. I don't want to throw the thing off balance and have it too high. It is quite a dark kick, but not every single kick that you make has to have a lot of high end. Just a reasonable amount so that you can hear it in small speakers when you're mixing, or when you mix it into your song, you want it to be able to hear on small speakers like earbuds when you play it. So yeah, this is good. I'll probably won't touch this anymore. This high mids, I'm not sure if I'll touch that either. I think just a slight boost, because it's also adding to that higher energy that you need to hear in the mix. Too much though is just not good. So probably just under a dB is plenty. Now the other stuff. We gotta decide if we're gonna take away or add. And it sounds like I'm gonna take away a little bit. Adding is making too much of a boxy sound, and it's gonna muddy up in the mix. So yeah, I'll take away some of that. $220 sounds too low though. It's doing a little bit more thinning than affecting the sound. The overall balance, really. About there sounds good, maybe. Maybe drop it only to -1.5. That sounds about good. Now, the low frequency, I think I already decided on the 100, because 50's too too rumbly, I think. $100 gives more of that speaker attack. Down at the 50 is kind of just rumbling it more. With this rather than the shelf. So let's hear without the EQ. Yeah, quite boxy. Still punchy. Top end is a little bit dull. This sort of seems to give it a polish, a little bit better of a balance too. Turn it up. Yeah, it's definitely gonna add to the sound versus taking away and making it less good, less awesome. So let's see what it looks like on the oscilloscope. That looks like a good kick to me. The overall shape of it looks pretty good too. A hard low or a hard peak coming down. A solid, actually that's actually really high. Peaking at 50. So maybe I'll take an EQ, a different EQ. Probably this Renaissance EQ because it has more precision. So I'll go in the 50 area. And I'll try and get this peak to be a little bit more tamed, because when you listen to it with a sub, it's definitely going to stand out from the rest of the kick. So you can see it's already turned down. Actually, no. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's definitely taking a lot away. And that's okay, but I'll back it off just a bit. There, so taking away about a dB and a half. If I take away too much, it's taking away that full note sound, because that's what's leading the kick, is that 50 hertz, and all the rest of it is just adding clarity and punch. So about the 100 hertz is going to be that really rockin' punch. The 50 hertz, that's for one leading the note or the key. I'll try and emphasize it, so maybe you can hear it. At least if you have big speakers, you can hear it. And it's giving it that rumble. I don't want to take too much of that out, because then it just kind of flattens it out. Well, mind you, I could probably take about 2. Two or 3 would be okay. Yeah, that's actually that's probably better. It has more of a balance. So yeah, I think that is probably going to be it on this kick. Unless I can get another low band, clean up some of this. But it's already cleaned up quite good, so yeah, well, might as well just leave this on because it's only gonna help. It's not gonna take away anything that I actually want to keep. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. So there is kick number 2, fully processed. All the samples are chosen. So you see the way that the way that I layer my kicks. Yeah, it requires a lot of time, really. Just running through samples, picking and choosing A and Bing, checking to make sure what you're doing is actually going to help it, and you're not just kind of aiming randomly using different plugins and different samples and all that kind of crap. So yeah, on a final note, let's check the difference between the 2 different kicks, and let's look at them just because we can. So this one, it's shaped quite differently, but you can definitely tell the difference just by hearing. You don't have to see it on an oscilloscope to tell the difference. So we got this kick and this one. So yeah, two very different kicks.